Hello and welcome to part 3 of lecture 14 by Mamurjan Rahimov. We are talking about distribution channels and the subtopic was channel cooperation. So a marketing channel should be viewed as a unified supply chain. So the idea of channel cooperation. So members should work toward common objectives and channel member tasks must be clearly defined. This is an ideal recommendation for channel cooperation, but unfortunately, even in developed countries, oftentimes there's a channel conflict. So self-interest creates misunderstanding about role expectations of channel members. So producers, wholesalers, and retailers they disagree on important areas. Communication is poor between channel members. There is increased use of multiple channels, um, has increased the chance for miscommunication conflict. So many marketers, many companies, they opt for channel integration. And we can talk about vertical and horizontal channel integration. Vertical channel integration means combining two or more stages of marketing channel under one management. So, for example, many companies now they have their own retail outlets or they engage in wholesaling themselves. So participants are coordinated efforts to reach a desired target market, often effective against competition because increased bargaining power and shared information and responsibilities. So it's vertical marketing systems. They're called VMS for short. A single channel member coordinates or manages channel activities to achieve low-cost distribution aimed at satisfying target markets. So there's different types of VMS. Corporate means corporation. One company owns uh, two or more uh, levels of distribution. So producer, wholesaler, retailer, they all could be owned by one. And administered VMS, in the case of Walmart, they do not own, but because of clout, because of their just immense size and presence in retail world, they're able to dictate the rules. Contractual forms of VMS are those of, for example, McDonald's or KFC. So they make contract, they sell franchise, for example, they make a franchise agreement, and they were able, thanks to that, fast food companies like McDonald's and KFC, they were able to grow at phenomenal pace. Horizontal channel integration means combining organizations at the same level of operation. So that creates economies of scale. For example, this is an example of horizontal channel integration. So McDonald's is a retailer of food. They opened their store inside the largest offline retailer, Walmart, right? So it's a win-win situation. There, you know, McDonald's gains access to large flow of customers, and for Walmart, it's a way to keep customers inside for longer, right? So this could be an example of horizontal integration. So companies in supply chain management, they focus on physical distribution, uh, trying to make um, moving products at lower cost and faster and safer. For example, Tesla has produced an electric truck which can travel up to 800 kilometers on one charge, and it's still in development stage, but uh, many companies have already placed, you know, forward orders for hundreds and thousands of trucks. Going further, some companies are already experimenting with uh, automated robotic trucks which could deliver the cargo without any driver. As you see, there is no cabin for the driver. All right, so um, many companies they outsource some of their channel tasks, um, and in order to decrease the cycle time, right, the time needed to complete a process. For example, delivery process, right? We talked about. So goals of physical distribution are to lower the cycle time, right goods, right place, right price, right time, right quantity, and right support system, right? These are the main goals of physical distribution system. So some of the stages of physical distribution, there is order processing. They need to be order entry. Orders have to be handled, and then orders are delivered, right? And all this time, electronic data interchange, uh, does all most of the job. So Walmart, which we talked about earlier, is a great electronic data interchange system (EDI) for managing, to not to have too much surplus in their stores, not to order too much from the producers which are located throughout the world, so that keep turning profit at even very small margins. So these are the terms which are related to inventory management. So I was surprised that when you go to Walmart, um, they have thousands of items. They're always in stock, right? So stock out is the worst thing that can happen with retailers. It's shortages of products that can result in loss of customers. So if you come to a store looking for something and they're out of stock several times in a row, you are most likely to visit another store next time looking for the same product. Reorder point, the inventory level that signals the need to place a new order. So an average store manager in Walmart walks about 12 kilometers every day. And that's of course Walmart's, in order to um, you know keep track of inventory, so not to be of not to be in stock out, not to have stock outs. So 12 kilometers, this is approximately um, how many kilometers professional football player runs during the entire game. So that's a lot of walking, and each time they have a special electronic device to scan and make sure that central computer of Walmart knows when to order, when to reorder certain items. Order lead time is the average time lapse between placing the order and receiving it, and Walmart does know it really well. And usage rate is the rate at which inventory is used or sold. So it's the speed. But this is a time lapse. So this is how much time. And safety stock is extra inventory a firm keeps. And I can tell that Walmart has very thin safety stock because they're closer to just in time than many other retailers in the same category. Um, Here's the formula how to calculate reorder point. So order lead time multiplied by usage rate plus safety stock. And just in time is actually originated in Japan. Japanese companies they were able to beat European and American counterparts by applying just in time, meaning that the products are delivered just in time, so you don't have a large stock which ties up your money in the warehouse. And this concept was borrowed by companies worldwide to become more competitive. So materials handling. So it is physical handling of tangible goods, supplies, and resources. It involves transportation from points of production to points of consumption. Okay. So the companies have to try to use efficient materials handling, which can reduce cost, number of times good is handled, improve customer service, and increase customer satisfaction. So RFID, radio frequency identification system, is used to track materials using radio scanners, not um, the scanners that you see in the stores, but radio frequency IDs. So for that, you don't have to scan it, the barcode. There is a RFID chip attached to product. So when you give one signal, entire warehouse in a second does inventory, right? So you know exactly how much of certain products are located in which parts of the warehouse. Speaking about the warehouse, it's a design and operation of facilities for storing and moving goods. It creates time utility, so you save time by more efficient handling of goods, storing and moving goods in the warehouse, and that's why it helps stabilize prices and availability of seasonal items. The choice of warehouse is an important strategic consideration. In fact, Amazon calls its warehouses fulfillment centers, right? So when you place an order online at Amazon, the orders are, these robots, these are warehouse robots. They are online, so they receive an order to bring the item to the people who are, picking them and putting on the conveyor belt. So it's a very innovative approach. Look, again by Jeff Bezos of Amazon. So instead of people going to the shelves, so these robots they go under these shelves and they in real time they know which items are located where. So and they deliver them to the person who picks the item and places on the conveyor belt further to be packed and mailed to the customers. So transportation is movement of products from where they are made to intermediaries and end users. And in that sense, Amazon has been innovating in major way. This is their robotic delivery machine. So now, in contrast to the drones, which are more controversial and they need to receive a lot of approvals, this one is just can drive on the sidewalks and deliver um, items to the customers. So they're already testing this as well. So large companies, especially, they need to coordinate their transportation. So many of them use intermodal transportation. Uzbekistan being double landlocked, when we want to reach foreign markets, our companies have to often use this type of transportation. So it means combining several type of transportation in order to deliver your product to the clients. And worldwide, there are freight forwarders, the organizations, they consolidate shipments from several firms into efficient lot size. Abu Sahi is like that. So Abu Sahi is in Uzbekistan is a freight forwarder of goods from China. So when small retailers they order different products from China, Abu Sahi they sell them cubic meter of space for certain price, and they pack them all into containers because some retailers they do not order enough goods to fill a container. So that way they can Abu Sahi is able to save, make it more efficient. And there are mega carriers, freight transportation firms that provide several modes of shipment. Um, this is also on the rise. So dual distribution runs the risk of being viewed as anti-competitive. So this is legal issues in channel management. And there is something called restricted sales territories. Some courts have conflicting opinions on restricting intermediaries to certain sales territories. This is also a big problem in retailing and wholesaling. Um, Tying agreement, it is when a supplier furnishes a product to a channel member with a stipulation that the channel member purchases other products as well. So courts only accept tying agreements when the supplier is the only one able to provide products of certain quality and intermediary can also carry competing products. Many companies prefer exclusive dealing, which is great, but again, it has some legal sides. Manufacturer forbids an intermediary to carry products of competing manufacturers. It's only considered legal if the deal blocks competitors from less than 15% of the market. The sales volume is small and the producer is smaller than the retailer. The refusal to deal, producers have the right to choose channel members, right? So suppliers cannot legally refuse to deal with wholesalers or dealers merely because these wholesalers or dealers resist policies that are anti-competitive or in restraint of trade. Well, I hope this was very useful for you. Thank you very much for your attention. Have a nice day.